Dear Customer of the Podcast returns. Hey everybody, this is Sean. Some of you will recall a year ago or so, we had a short season of the podcast. I got a lot of feedback from that, and it seemed people really enjoyed the loss prevention stories and some of the fiction stories. So we're going to lean into that this season. I also wanted to try to figure out a way to cheer everybody up. If you're listening to this podcast or watching this video, you've probably been shit on in the last 2 years. And just by chance, I am now able to share some of the stories that I was not able to before. So one of the segments I think you're really going to like is loss prevention versus YouTubers and kind of what happens behind the scenes when the stores can get a little bit of justice, a little karma for Dear Customer. I also wanted to let everybody know you can now get Dear Customer content on Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, even LinkedIn. So I hope you'll listen. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Loss Prevention versus YouTubers, Episode 2. This is another good one. Good ending on this one, too. So, in the old days, loss prevention would have like a district manager, a loss prevention manager, loss prevention supervisor, and then like a team of loss prevention officers. These days, even before the pandemic, it had changed, but now there's a district manager who we never see, he's never at the store, and then a bunch of loss prevention officers. And so the schedule is done by a computer, and then one assistant manager who's technically kind of over us in the store, but is so wild-eyed busy that he never even looks at anything. He's supposed to review the schedule. So in the old days, a schedule, you would have like somebody opening, like a mid-person, a couple of people closing. That's when the store is the busiest, in the afternoon and at night. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, the store is really busy. Sometimes you might have a random sale day where the store is busy. Now the computer, well, you might have a whole weekend where nobody is on, and then you'll have 10 people on a Tuesday. And everybody knows that if you request off in advance and a manager just clicks through it, the computer takes those into account and won't override them for coverage. So if everybody requests off on a Friday night, then there's not going to be that many people working on a Friday night. It's super stupid. And we had brought up a million times, like, we could do the schedule. We don't need the computer to do it. So this story starts with nobody in loss prevention had been on for a whole weekend-ish. Get back. There's notes, emails, everything blowing up about these 4 kids. Came into the store and were being just fucking assholes to the employees. So they would come in. One was in a suit. One had a microphone. And they pretended that they were interviewing employees, but asking super condescending questions. Why are you so dumb to work here? Just being assholes. Just in general being assholes to people on videotaping. I don't know why anybody on YouTube would want to watch those. I know that they're popular. So we start with looking at video, finding them. We find their car. We know what they look like. And it's been so long, though, who knows if they're going to come back in. We had not seen them before. A lot of times I've found is that suburban kids who are doing these videos like to come into little like shittier areas like our store to do the videos. They're slumming it, I guess. So we have important note is we know what kind of car they drove and where they parked. Oftentimes, perverts, shoplifters, people who come in to fuck around in the store, or just regular shoppers, too, you might do this, always park in the same spot. So we had a camera on where they parked, because they parked in an odd area. Our store has like 4 sides, only 3 that you can park on. They parked in a back corner. And then they show up. I'm working with Jilly, Crazy, Nut Job Jilly, and Mike R. and Mike L., 2 Mikes. One district manager who does the hiring seemed to only hire people named Mike. And so we're kind of like, what should we do to them? Like, should we kick them out right away? We wanted to fuck with them. And so we needed a good idea to fuck with them. Of course, everybody looks at me because I've got good ideas to fuck with people. Get the ketchup. So all 4 of them are in the store. We have Mike L. went and kind of stood by them to kind of like let them know he was security without letting them know he was security. Jilly and I ran out to their car. We had a bottle of ketchup. This is a fun prank if you work in an office too, is basically you put ketchup on their phone and then you put the phone a little bit off. It can only be done in an office. Then you pick it up and you put it to your ear and then they get ketchup on their ear. We did the ketchup, but to the door handles. So there was ketchup all in there on all 4 door handles. So when they went Pull the door open, they get ketchup on it. Nothing crazy, right? We didn't do anything inside the car. Jilly wanted to fucking put ketchup all over the windshield, in the gas tank, everywhere. He's a nut job, and we'll get to him in another episode. So we put it on there. We went back in, and I told the guys, you guys got to get out of here. We know that you've been doing videos. You guys are trespass. Don't come back in here. We didn't formally trespass at them. We throw around trespass word like all the time. So they leave. Watching them on camera, they walk up to the door. They all go like that. It's kind of funny. Nothing super wild. And then they're kind of like standing there and sitting in their car. We're kind of wondering what they do. And Jilly has a spare phone that has the local dispatch to our police department. And there was a call getting sent to our parking lot. These fucking guys called the cops. I was so pissed. Why would 4 guys who come into the store and fuck around with people, maybe for their living, I don't know. Then somebody puts ketchup on their door handle and they get it on their fingers. They immediately call the cops. Just like, what the hell? As of last 2 years or so, any call to our store during the day is handled by one of 2 cops who were retired and came back. And they're very open with, they just handle the paperwork shit stuff. So shoplifters, stuff at any retail store, lost kids, trespassing. The cop, I'll call him Gordy. He goes along on when people are getting evicted or tenant stuff, just stuff that like the regular police department doesn't want to handle. So they have these 2 guys. Gordy is old and crusty as fuck, and he doesn't put up with shit. I don't know if he doesn't want to be there. He's obviously there. He doesn't have to be, but he just doesn't put up with any shit. He pulls up to these 4 kids out there in their car with ketchup on the thing. I run out there, and he walks up. Kids, I get out there. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm loss prevention. And he's kind of like knows me, but always forgets me. No. What are you going to do? And he's like, we got a vandalism call here on the car. These guys. So I asked him if I could talk to him for a second. I'm like, these guys are YouTubers. They've been in the store the last 3 days. So I don't know if this is like one of their videos. And he's like, a YouTuber. He's no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Like they do like prank videos, prank TV, America's Funniest Videos. So I'm like, I don't know if we're on video right now or if this is a part of their thing. He makes a beeline. He's like, is this a fucking prank video or what's going on? So the driver of the car, this kid, super entitled asshole, and calling the cops was the dumbest fucking thing they could have ever done. I'll tell you in a couple seconds. It was so stupid. I was just shocked that was their immediate answer. It was call the police. There's ketchup on your door handle. You're calling the police. Your YouTube video stars. What a bunch of wusses. Gordy is asking them, are they making a video? Are we on video right now? They're like, no, someone vandalized our car. Someone put ketchup on the handle. And Gordy didn't know that from the call before. He's like, ketchup? There's ketchup on your door handle and you called 911. They're like, yeah, we called 911. This is trying to throw out all these lawyerly words. Gordy's not having any of it. This kid will not stop. He's just like, this is bullshit. My car's been vandalized. And he won't let go that he still thinks that we're on video or something's going on. So 2 problems that the kid did is, number 1, the license tabs are expired. And number 2, it was his stepmom's car that we found out. His license was also expired. So tabs are expired, license are expired. This is like a half-hour thing of them not wanting to give them his IDs, which they didn't have to really, but they had filed the complaint. So now it was like, well, you called me here. Why did you call me here for this ketchup thing? I'm like, guys, we know that you've been in the store, fucking around and being rude to employees. They denied that. Gordy decides to just let them go. They can't drive the car. Let them go. I told them not to come back in the store. I don't know if they did. But the best part of the story is car expired license tabs. You can't have a car with expired license tabs in our parking lot. And Gordy's like, are you going to tow this? Fuck yeah, we're towing this car. Got the store manager approval, who is very pro getting rid of abandoned cars in our parking lot because it's a problem. And that's one of the criteria, is you have to have expired tabs. We got the car towed like within a half hour. So, dear customer, once again, you're going to come to our retail establishments and fuck around with employees. what could happen.